We'll move the discussion up here. I want to welcome Ms. Harkey. And did you have any questions or comments you wanted to raise?
Yeah, I do, and thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I observed the meeting I guess it was last week, on the High-Speed Rail Authority, and I've been up here for 2 years. I did not start out as trying to become an expert on high-speed rail. I have a finance background. I was merely looking at ways that we could perhaps retain solvency in this state. And so when I was weighing expenditures, I kind of looked at bonds, and I found Article 16. Article 16 of our state constitution allows the legislature to defund, in essence, any bond that's not outstanding or committed or contracted. And so I was kind of looking for dollars and assuming that we could maybe take some off of each that would show goodwill, let Wall Street know we get it because our credit rating is the worst in the nation. And we're run out of bonding capacity, in essence. And we're in a cash flow crunch because we're de facto bankrupt, even though we won't declare it. So when you're looking at this serious situation, you kind of go, okay, schools, high-speed rail, water, high-speed rail, local transportation, high-speed rail. It was kind of a no-brainer, not picking on the project. But since I got into this, I was amazed at the support from staff from both sides of the aisle and members from both sides of the aisle thanking me for at least raising the topic. High-speed rail was some kind of pipe dream maybe from the former governor. I have no idea, but we have a new governor now. And the problem is that there has been this promise to the people of the state of California who voted for $9.95 billion bond for high-speed rail with no subsidies, that really, and we would have an investment grade analysis before any construction funding. We would have some reporting, but all we've got really is a high-speed marketing machine for this project with absolutely no accountability. And I appreciate that maybe some areas don't have an airport or something, and maybe we need to buzz by, but that's not the case in most parts of the state. So to compare California with places in Europe, to compare California with China, I find as an insult. We are, in fact, we've been developed a lot more recently than the European nations, and we're a lot further along than the Chinese in our quality of life. Trains are not new technology. They are steel wheels. That's what it is. And so when I started investigating, I wasn't against the project. I was just kind of looking at it, and I found there were eminent domain concerns. There's right-of-way concerns. Union Pacific doesn't want to allow them right-of-way, and they're not saying anything because it's just not happening. There's no conformity with some of these areas. The cost to construct, we have no idea what this is going to cost to construct. I was on the Transportation Committee last year, and I got removed. And I might warn you that anyone on transportation committees that objects to this project gets summarily removed onto a new committee. So I'm warning you up front. But I was on the Transportation Committee, and I asked a very plain question. At what point do you determine that, in fact, a segment of this line is too expensive to build? And I got told never. So we've got the ability to keep spending and spending. And the estimates were based on a study that was really just throwing some rocks against the wall and seeing what happened. We estimated ridership by taking a survey from people that are already riding trains. Now, that's not estimating state ridership. All of these flaws, so we really don't even know who's going to use this. The LAO has been through this extensively. The state auditor has asked for reporting requirements that have been ignored. That's all true. Who will use this? Who will the ridership be? Who will pay and how much? All of our local communities had better know that their counties are going to be asked to contribute not only to the capital for high-speed rail, but also to build all of the connecting ancillary services that are going to be needed. That could in any time, bad time now, good time later, defund local transit. We are cutting off bus lines. We're cutting off local rail commutes that we really need because we don't have the money to fund a lot of these things in many of our communities. But now we're going to build a high-speed train that, if you look at the map, it can't be high-speed. It stops here, 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 here. And we are thinking of spending $4.3 billion, of which $2.25 will be free money from the federal government. Nobody pays for that, we know. And then we've got $2.25 billion from the state bond, which we do pay for. We pay for in the bonding, and we pay back again and again on the interest. So this free money is $4.3 billion to build 120 miles, I guess it is, because it takes 120 miles to get the train up to full speed. That's why it has to be at least 120 miles. So we've got from Cochrane to somewhere near Bakersfield, we're spending $4.3 billion at a time when we are talking about defunding higher education, worried about suspending Prop 98, worried about local transportation dollars. We can't house our prisoners. We have not built enough to house. We're going to send all that back down to the local communities to house and figure out what to do with the state prisoners because we're broke. And so I say call halt to this. This is not free money. And it may be, I would rather see everybody who's up here and anybody working for the authority just get paid for the next 5 years to go find another job. And that includes every engineer. We would save a heck of a lot of money in this state. This is why we're in this mess. Exactly why we're in this mess. We have no accountability. We are trustees for the people of the state of California. We are in a fiduciary capacity to mind their funds, and we can't do that without the proper reporting. And I'm not blaming the authority. I am blaming this House, this legislature, and the former governor. And I hope I don't have to come back and blame the existing governor, because this is not a good project right now. It is not run well. It can't be run well because there's no real plan. It shifts and it moves continually, and you can't get a handle on the dollars. So thank you very much. It would be cheaper to build an airport in Bakersfield if that's what we need, if people need transportation to get quickly around, or, I mean, I don't know. But to do this, it could be up to $60, $80 billion plus operating expenses. You've got to operate this. It's just, to me, it seems beyond the pale that we would even be considering this right now. And I appreciate all of their work in trying to get up to speed, but you can't get up to speed on something that simply just doesn't work. So thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll now